Hi guys, what is going on? N7ECV here with 601K9 Luma. She's down here keeping my feet warm when not terrorizing the butterflies and the grasshoppers outside. I'm sitting here messing with this artificial ground I gotta get tightened and buttoned back up. And I was kind of contemplating maybe adding a new accessory to the shack or something. And I think I pulled the trigger on a Raspberry Pi 4. Now some would say it's been a long time coming, I'm sure, but to be real with you, I don't necessarily like these things. Even 10 years ago, a smartphone did the same stuff for me in a shack that they can do now. I can get away with using an old smartphone, and I just didn't need the Raspberry Pi. I don't really want it for a ham shack accessory or anything, to be honest, and they've always just kind of been a mix of Neato and the self-checkout aisle. So, like I said, an old smartphone does more than I could really ever need. But I do have a weakness for QRP radios, baby. Especially cutting edge QRP technology. It's just something that interested me. I can remember the original Zyku, I think it was a 101 before the G90 coming out years ago that everybody was scoffing at, and look at them now, right? The little handheld QRP radios. And, you know, just it's kind of the norm to have these little pocket QRP whatever, which is cool. I've been watching it kind of progress for the last decade or more, and I thought it was cool. A lot of it was kind of just, you know, am I going to blow that $150 or whatever on another radio? I don't know. And now like I say, that's kind of the norm, or the shack in the box is kind of the norm, right? And then there's this missing dynamic between what's kind of offered in this radio compared to this radio. I don't know if you guys remember the Expert MB1. I caught it a few years before it was announced at Hamvention out there, and it's a cool rig for a hot $7,000. But I came across the radio before it was really showed off, and I was impressed by it. To me, it was the future of ham radio. If you're not familiar with this radio, we'll take a quick look at it here. It's hard to find anymore. It's no longer really listed. So Gigaparts has it sort of still back, like on a back page there. So you can't find it through searching Gigaparts directly. You have to go through Google and a backdoor and find the info on it. But here's the link. We'll put it up here and what I've found. Basically, it was an HF to 6 meter radio, or is an HF to 6 meter radio with a Windows tablet in it. So it's an SDR Windows tablet run shack in the box. You could do everything you could imagine you can do with a Windows tablet built right into the face of the radio. Take a look. It's a pretty sweet looking little rig there. For $7,000, it had better be for sure. You can integrate so much with a station like that, man, and it just blew my mind. I mean, just imagine what you could really do. And then my mindset of the portable radio, the QRP radio, and having a good time with that. What else I could pull off? So imagine something as cool as that, right? Now imagine all of that modular. Meaning you can work on it, understand it, imagine it all open source. Each section of the radio designed to be easily understood, easily hacked and played with. Imagine the fun you can have with it, right? Friends, enemies, I present to you the sbitx. Now that is a sweet looking radio. As you can see, the I'll get it right here. The sbitx is a 40 watt, fully open source, high performance HF SDR. and it's got built-in FT8 and other digital modes. So everything you can do with a Raspberry Pi is now going to be tied into this radio. Seems like fun. We're looking at a fully assembled $499 shipped from India and $299 with the kit. Now the kit's going to not include the Raspberry Pi or the display, so that's kind of left up to you. But the enclosure, a tested and complete board, is coming your way if you want to take advantage of these. I know last I heard they were at around 100 on the serial number, so it's kind of jumping in early to see where these pan out. But I've never had interest in a Raspberry Pi. Like I said, it was like being at the self-checkout line. Now you got to get this, and now you got to do that, and now you need this piece. Very cool. Very much into what hams especially have been able to use with the Arduinos and the Pis and other kind of boards and options out there. But finally, somebody took the idea of putting it all into one little enclosure. Not to mention this is modular too, so if a piece goes wrong, not only can I get to it, but I can kind of figure out what's wrong with it and hopefully replace it. Anyway, hfsignals.com is the whole reason why I'm bringing a Raspberry Pi 4 to the shack. I'll keep you guys posted as the bits and pieces get here, and I'm looking forward to really having fun as a ham radio operator and exploring the experimentation part of all of this. I'm going to make this radio mine, like most of you have done with your bitx's version 6s and all that stuff out there. Here's the next gen and the next level of it. Stay tuned. I hope you guys enjoy these videos, and at least I have a little bit of interest in what's coming to the shack. This thing's going to be my little digital workhorse. Slow scan TV, everything. That is fine. It should be really fun. Raspberry Pi and ham radio at its best, and you're going to see it here on N7ECV QRP Life. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great afternoon.